Hello everyone, this is Baura. Today I'm gonna show you my submission for a contest happening right now on Sketchfab. So be sure to check my 3D model on Sketchfab following the link in the description. What is this contest about? And what is this place? Well, the contest is about sustainable cities. And the goal is to make models that, I quote, creatively take on the urban challenges around water, energy, transportation, agriculture, waste management, and sprawl. There are 3 types of models you can submit: architectural, mechanical, or organic. Here is a quick set of rules. The models must be sculpted in MasterpieceVR. However, coloring, texturing, and rendering can be done in another program. The model can be multiple MasterpieceVR sculpts stitched together. And also, we are not looking for scientific or engineering accuracy, it's all about creative design. There are, of course, prizes, and among them the opportunity to get your model included in the very place we're in right now, and which already includes the model of early starters. So, I am not going to make a complete walkthrough of my creation. It would be a waste of your time. I will mostly explain to you my submission and detail a few difficulties I encountered. The first question I had to answer was architectural, mechanical, or organic. I immediately discarded the organic option, mostly because I don't feel comfortable with the artistic skills it requires. Well, I like drawing faces, for example, or bodies, but don't forget I am competing with very talented artists here. And the other reason was that I felt I would have very poor original ideas anyway. Should I make cyborgs? Is that sustainable at all? Should I give my characters spacesuits and jetpacks? It was a dead end for me. The good thing with MasterpieceVR is that it allows you to create simple geometry and then to carve organically out of it. So I decided I would give it a try with a building, with geometry mainly, and go with a strong concept. Fortunately, I've had an idea. So let me explain what is happening here. I am building a city with a conical shape. What happens when you roll a cone on a plane? It also turns. And that's the very base of my idea. The city will roll and rotate on its giant conical bearing. Why? Well, to follow the course of the sun, to face it as much as possible, and to maximize the amount of solar energy received. Fine, but where is the city part? Well, there is a perfect place for it on this 45-degree slope that I am going to call the plate. It's also a great occasion for me to use a stairs pattern that I have had in mind for years. And of course, let's not forget the solar panels, which are acting as the petals of the sunflower and gathering all this energy. Okay, but you might ask, aren't the inhabitants going to be a bit shaken when the city is rolling? Don't worry about that. There is another bearing between the cone and the plate, so that the vertical and horizontal planes stay vertical and horizontal. As long as you keep most of the weight under the axis of rotation, the plate will naturally come back in position. As for the centrifugal force of the rotation, at a pace of 1 turn a day, nobody would feel a thing really. Maybe that's a bit too much engineering for now, but one last thing. What about the wind? Isn't there a risk of it opposing the rotation of the city? Yes, there is. A very big risk indeed. And the city would probably consume a lot of energy to go against it. So clearly this is bad design. To tell you everything, the whole idea is stupid. There is no need to move a whole city when all you care about is the solar panels. But guess what? We are not looking for scientific or engineering accuracy. It is all about creative design. there is my wild card. Now that my draft was over, I needed to check something out before I did the real model. So I exported it as a wavefront object into Sketchfab, as I have done several times before. And what I feared happened. I needed to downgrade the quality of my model to stay within the 50 megabytes limit. Or I could upgrade to a pro count, but really I am not there yet. So I chose to downgrade the quality using the MasterpieceVR export tool, but the model has been suffering a lot from it. The truth is, MasterpieceVR, or its export tools, creates a lot of vertices where I don't really need them. But when the export tools simplifies the geometry, they don't know what vertex really matters or not. Hence the poor result. But don't worry, I know what to do. It's time to remake everything smartly. My goal here is to make each part separately, so I can eventually simplify their geometry in a secure way, apply a material to them, duplicate some of them, and organize my final scene. For this, I am using Blender3D because it's free and I like it a lot, even if honestly I am not mastering it yet. Once again, let me remind you that everything is indeed sculpted with MasterpieceVR. Now, the tricky part is the simplification. Here is what I did, in case you need to do the same. I picked my object and went in edit mode. Then I selected the vertices I wanted to simplify. I pressed X and chose Limited Dissolve. For more options, you can always press F6. Which is what I did, because I don't want to dissolve too much. Sometimes it gives quite simple geometries, and sometimes it causes the weirdest mesh, and some strange faces. But I will keep those accidents anyway, because in the end, I am after the polygon count and not so much about the artistic perfection. I, of course, mentioned this geometry simplification with Blender3D in the Sketchfab description, because I don't know if it could be considered like new non-MasterpieceVR geometry, and my description has apparently been read by MasterpieceVR, which I am so proud of. And this didn't raise an eyebrow, so let's assume it's perfectly okay. After that, all I did was to give each object a material and organize my scene. You might notice that at this point my city turned into a village. Well, there is a simple explanation. It is all about the polygon count again. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. You are free to leave a like or a comment, or to subscribe, or to check the 3D model on Sketchfab, link in the description, or none of the above, of course. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.